how do we explain that? Like the game 4 now feels like the anomaly. The rest of it sort of feels like Harden. What do they do tonight to keep their season alive?
Yeah, obviously, it's do or die, and this has to be the Joel Embiid MVP dominant game. We can look at James Harden. We could talk about Tobias Harris, the emergence of Maxey. But this has to be about Joel Embiid. He has to be the unstoppable force. But I can't lie. I'm really disappointed with how they lost against Miami. It's one thing to lose the game. It's another thing to lose by 35. And for James Harden, in the previous game, I saw some emotion. I saw some enthusiasm. I saw some aggression. And I thought that would be something that he and the team could build on. It went the total opposite way. And it gave me the thought that maybe Miami could close this thing out if Philly doesn't come to play. And they're going to need James Harden's playmaking, yes, but they really need his scoring.
So that actually brings to mind, I think, the big question here, Amare, because that's supposed to be what James Harden does. I fully agree with you. It's on Embiid to do it. But the way this thing is drawn up, it's not supposed to be, right? It is supposed to be Harden who is able to put up the big night. Where's his 46-point performance that we have seen? Is he still capable of that?
I don't think he is this season. He's capable of being that type of player.
Why?
Because I think, not being in top shape, not taking your body serious, and not really being able to focus in on that in the offseason and getting yourself prepared through training camp and through the regular season to get to this point, it takes a lot of determination for that to happen, and I don't think that happened for him this past offseason and throughout this season. And I agree with Jalen here. I think Joel Embiid got it, this is his MVP game. He has to definitely bring it on both ends. We actually a lot of Embiid. He's playing through injuries. He's carrying the team, and the role players also got to step up as well.
I mean, I feel kind of bad for Embiid. Like, I get it. To whom much is given, much is expected, whatever the expression is. And he's that kind of gifted. But he's playing with a torn ligament in his thumb. He's got a fractured orbital socket. And we're basically saying, go ahead, Joel, carry them, even though you have an all-75 player on your team.
We're not going to minimize what he's playing through. Like, I admire that he's willing to play through the things that he's playing through. But as Stat knows, standing tall and talented, everybody, he's going to be with us all day. As he knows, once you put your uniform on, it's no excuses. And it's the playoffs, and he's their best player. Now, I know he's thinking, I wish I could rely on James Harden to put up one of those games like you said, but he can't wait and take that chance. He got to go out and be the aggressor. He got to be the dominant
And who
player.
else? Give me one other person to watch. Is it Maxey? Is it Danny Green?
Definitely
Who's knocking down shots
Definitely Maxey. But here's another question. Maxey has to be that person. But here's the bigger question that we're going to ask this offseason. If you're the Philadelphia 76ers, do you give James Harden a max deal this offseason? And I'll kick off Amare starting off being here today by asking my brother, what would you do?
Yes.
Would you give James Harden a max deal this offseason?
I mean, I can't commit to that. If I'm the owner of the Sixers, I cannot commit to giving him a max deal. I just don't see the dedication that I would need to see from my top 75 player. You have to be able to have a certain level of determination and focus on being the best player you can possibly be, and also be there for your teammates when they need you the most. And in games like this, in Game 6, they're going to need him to play at a high level. And if he's not capable of doing that, and as a max player, I'm not going to be willing to now give you a max contract if you're not showing me that you can handle the situation.
I'm officially killing whatever we were doing next. I'm staying here.
Because the B side of that is you bring AD to LA to elongate LeBron's career, but he's injured more than LeBron. In the inference now is Embiid is not going to play 82 games. So he's going to be playing around 60 to 65 games. So now you need that other max player to definitely be showing up during the regular season, or they're going to be low in the standings. Maxey's going to continue to ascend, but they're still going to need that salary that Harden commands to be a high-level performer.
Look, we had a fascinating conversation about Kyrie Irving in a different context, but the same thing. Can you trust him to be the guy? This one is different. Is he the guy anymore? If you're sitting here telling me Embiid has to have a huge night and Maxey has to be his number 2, then how can you give a max contract to a guy that you're hoping can be your third best player?
See, as players, we're speaking two different languages I want everybody to pick up.
Tell me.
We're saying Kyrie can really ball, and we're going to deal with whatever we got to deal with that comes with him, and even if we got to put it in the contract.
Right.
With James Harden, we're saying he's not in the best shape. He might not be that guy I want to invest in for the big time.
So answer your own question. Are you giving it to him?
No, I'm not. Because to me, you doubling down on a bad mistake. almost like the Lakers when they got Russell Westbrook. It's like they had a good thing going, they wanted to try, they lost their depth, they got older, and boom, they crapped out. I think now if you see that James Harden can't be the guy to carry you, in particular with Embiid out of the game, then that's what you need your max player to do.
He can opt into his contract for next year, which is $40-something million. I forget what it is, which would kick that decision down the road 1 year for the Sixers. They'd probably love that. Give it 1 more year and see what it is. But if he opts out of it, then they're facing a situation where they traded so much to get him, and then they let him walk. That's a very complicated spot to be in.
It is, but you want to take your chance with that because right now you don't want to put your bet on something that you think may not be there for you. It's like buying a car. You buy a car for a maximum price, but the car is going to break down and not be liable for you. Why am I going to pay the max money for a car if it's going to break down?
Well, Jalen is excited because he can't make the analogy.
Because well, Chris Paul struggled his last 3 games, but what he's done in Phoenix, he's reinvented himself almost like a classic vehicle. And I said James Harden has moved around. He's more like a used car. And that's exactly the point. It's not that he can't be an all-star level player, a guy to get you 20 and 10 on average. He's a really good playmaker, but they need him to be a top 75 player. I noticed you said that twice. You said top 75 player.
Right.
That's more than just stats. That's leadership, that's accountability, that's being in shape, that's showing up at the big game, that's doing all of that stuff to get a max deal.
I totally agree.
The thing about Harden that I think was always unimpeachable is he played all those games. He didn't take rest. He didn't take load management days, right? He showed up and he played. He didn't always play the biggest games in the biggest moments, but at least he showed up and played for you here. That's always been sort of the argument on his side. So one way or another, who wins tonight? In the moment I have left, Sixers tonight at home, season on the line against the Heat. Who do you like?
I got Miami. I think Miami's going to close them out. I don't think Embiid and those guys have enough to beat these guys. I think Miami's too much of a well-oiled machine.
What do you think?
Jeez. You know what? I'm going to take Philly. I'm going to take Philly because I think Embiid is going to have his best game of the playoffs. That's the reason.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.